Hydrocephalus is how can you prevent hydrocephalus, multiple sclerosis, and ALS, and how are they caused? My first topic is hydrocephalus. What is hydrocephalus? Hydrocephalus tends to occur in young children, and it's when cerebral spinal fluid is released into your skull, and because of this, your brain may be pushed up against your skull, and brain damage may occur as a result. How do you get hydrocephalus? The cerebral spinal fluid, the flow of it may be blocked, or it may not be absorbed into your bloodstream as well, or your body just may produce more cerebral spinal fluid than is needed. How do you prevent hydrocephalus? You can't really prevent it, but you can reduce the risk of you getting it. If you're pregnant, make sure you get regular prenatal care and try not to get any infectious diseases. And in general, you can just wear your safety gear when you're doing anything dangerous, and wear a seatbelt when you're in a car. I interviewed Caryn the mother of Stephanie Hannah, who happens to have hydrocephalus. What daily tasks are more difficult due to your disease? Overall, I have very bad balance due to the fluid on my brain. Having bad balance makes simple activities such as walking very difficult. When I clean or do laundry, I am able to do just a little because I am so unsteady on my feet. Also, I don't drive very often because I don't feel comfortable driving long distances. What symptoms do you suffer due to your disease? I have headaches almost daily and extreme pressure in the back of my head. Both these symptoms result in dizziness, which then leads to my balance mentioned in number 1. Question number 3. How did you find out you have hydrocephalus? I was having severe headaches that medications weren't easy. I was sent for an MRI, which led to my diagnosis. I then had surgery to place a shunt in my brain to help drain excess fluid off of my brain. My next topic is multiple sclerosis. What is multiple sclerosis? It's a disease of the central nervous system, and when you have it, your symptoms can be moderate to severe, and the symptoms vary between people. How do you get multiple sclerosis? There have been studies done that prove that it could be genetics. If somebody in your family has multiple sclerosis, you're at a higher risk of getting it. Also, the environment may play a role. It tends to happen in places above the equator, and the farther away from the equator you are, the more at risk you are. Also, other viruses may lead to the diagnosis of multiple sclerosis as well. How do you prevent multiple sclerosis? You can't, but you can avoid relapses if you have it. There are medicines you can take to keep them from happening, and also you have to avoid overheating or they may cause relapses. I interviewed Caryn, who happens to have multiple sclerosis. Question? The questions are gone.
Did you click one more time? Okay, that's okay. Go back. Do you remember the questions you asked?
What daily tasks are difficult due to your disease?
Good.
Cleaning and walking are hard for me because of the numbness in my hands and feet. Holding things in my hands is also often a problem, again, due to the numbness. Question 2. What symptoms do you suffer from due to your disease? As mentioned earlier, there is a constant tingling or numbness in my hands and feet. I also get dizzy from time to time. In addition to that, some thought processes take longer. Question 3. How did you find out you had multiple sclerosis? I can't remember why, but I ended up going to a neurologist. I got an MRI done, and the results of the MRI were that I had MS. My final topic is ALS, or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. What is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis? It's a neurodegenerative disease. It shuts down the motor neurons, so it impairs muscle movement, and because of that, your muscles atrophy or wither away. How is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis caused? There isn't really a cause known, but mutations in the SOD1 gene are sometimes associated. And there are also cases where many different genetic mutations are involved. How can you prevent amyotrophic lateral sclerosis? There isn't really a way to prevent it because there's no cause. The cause isn't really known. If you have ALS, you can take medicine, or you could work with therapists to try to keep your muscles up. In conclusion, hydrocephalus, multiple sclerosis, and amyotrophic lateral sclerosis are the 3 diseases of the brain. You can't prevent MS or ALS, but you can prevent hydrocephalus. Scientists haven't been able to figure out what causes MS and ALS, and why would you get them. Researchers know more about hydrocephalus because they can say different reasons why you might have it. Neurologists continue to do tests and research about hydrocephalus, MS, and ALS, and hope that someday they might be able to cure these terrible diseases. Any questions?
Yeah. What is a shunt?
A shunt is basically like a piece of metal or plastic that they put into your brain or skull to keep fluids from
It
draining.
becomes kind of like a straw in some senses, or a hose, right? Okay. Good
Can you
question.
go back a couple slides real quick? I don't remember what the word was. It was somewhere in ALS. The causes, I think. Okay, what is SOD1 gene?
I'm sorry, but I don't really have the information for that at this time, but I'll get back to you.
Okay.
That was a really good way of answering.
That was a great way
very
to
nice.
answer. Okay, so Caryn, it's my understanding that you have a visual aid of some sort.
Yes.
Would you like to show it and explain it, and then you can let people see it?
Yeah.
So go ahead and take it toward the camera, and I'll scan in for you. Okay, go ahead and explain it.
I've made a model of the human skull with an open brain to show what a human skull looks like if it doesn't have hydrocephalus. And then I have blue that simulates water, or the cerebrospinal fluid on the brain in your skull. And this is what it does to your brain, basically.
That's awesome. Okay, if you'd like to pass that around, you can do so. Guys, make sure you don't drop it. Are there any other questions for Caryn? Fantastic. Give her a clap. Jeremy. Okay, there we go. Good
I
job.
also have bracelets with the support colors of each of the diseases. It's cool.
You made those for us?
Yeah.
Thank you, Caryn. That's awesome.